Texas judges and justices of the peace can now refuse to perform a wedding ceremony if they claim it violates their religious beliefs. This after a move made by the state Supreme Court. Thanks for joining us. I'm Daniel Marin.
And I'm Jennifer Sanders. It's a victory for a North Texas government official who worries he will be disciplined for not marrying same-sex couples. But Dylan McKim spoke with a lawyer who argues this could have an impact on all couples.
The Texas Supreme Court in the national spotlight after it changed the status quo when it comes to same-sex marriage, issuing an interpretation of the Judicial Code of Conduct that reads, quote, "It is not a violation of these canons for a judge to publicly refrain from performing a wedding ceremony based upon a sincerely held religious belief." The change comes after this man, Jack County Judge Brian Humphreys, filed a federal lawsuit against the state over fear he would be punished if he declined to marry same-sex couples, something he says goes against his religion. We reached out to Humphreys. He told us he could not comment on pending litigation, but the new rule change from the state's highest court appears to settle his case.
No one's religious freedom should be used as a weapon to harm other individuals. I think in a lot of ways that's what a ruling like this gives people the power to do.
Gay rights activists in Texas sounding off after news of the change broke. Same-sex marriage is still legal in Texas, but Brad Pritchett, the CEO of Equality Texas, says this adds more barriers to same-sex couples and deepens a history of discrimination against the community.
Our communities facing discrimination in a place like Texas for decades and decades and decades, and that discrimination has just continued to increase and skyrocket, actually.
But legal experts warn the language of the rule change is very broad and could impact opposite-sex couples. Constitutional law professor Jason Mazzoni said it could impact interracial couples as well if a judge says that goes against their religion.
That too would fall within the scope of the comment that the Texas Supreme Court issued and would not trigger any sort of discipline of the judge.
Mazzoni says the state's decision raises a federal constitutional problem. A judge denying to marry a same-sex couple violates the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, Mazzoni says. The professor argues any refusal to marry a same-sex couple would break federal law, even if another judge agrees to marry the couple.
The fact that there is an alternative does not resolve the equal protection problem.
In Austin, I'm Dylan McKim.